an angel.
Hi, I'm Karen's sister, and we were born and raised in Richmond, California. Karen was the middle of three of us. My brother was older, and I'm Judy. I'm her youngest. I was younger. We had a good childhood. We were raised with a lot of music in our house. We sang a lot. In fact, we sang trios. Our grandfather played the guitar. We'd get together with him and sing. We also made a record when we were little kids, which is kind of cool. It was for my dad's birthday. Karen was a wonderful older sister. She looked after me. She was kind of like my second mother. We adored her. She was a very good, stable, wonderful person, and she will be missed.
This is Larry, Karen's husband, almost 60 years. We both worked for Chevron when we first met in Richmond, California. Fortunately, the building where Karen worked was adjacent to mine, and their starting times were 15 minutes apart. Usually I spent that 15 minutes with the guys in the office doing what guys usually do, drinking coffee and watching the pretty girls go by. To me, Karen stood out in the crowd because she was the prettiest California blonde. I first talked to Karen over intercompany phones. We were married a year and a half later. Karen changed my life from the time we met, all for the better. The first project was to manage my conversion from a boy from a very small town in rural Upper Michigan to the big city environment of San Francisco, where I lived before we were married. Karen had asked her roommate, "What country do you think he's from?" I really don't think I could have survived the transition later without her. After 3 years of marriage, we spent 14 years in Redondo Beach and Salt Lake City, Utah. Our 3 sons were born in Redondo Beach. Their friendships made during those years still remain, especially the ones with her. I retired from Chevron after 17 years to go to Kelso to work for J.H. Kelly for 20 years. Karen was with me for every step of the way. I was the engineer. She was the one with the common sense. Her always smiling, caring, optimistic, generated loving friendships wherever she lived. The message we received from all over the country, including Japan, where she has maintained relationships for almost 30 years, are a testimony to the many lives she has touched. We all loved her. She leaves us with huge holes in our hearts, which can never be filled.
Till there was you.
This is oldest son Eric speaking. People today would describe my mom as woke. This is not who she was. She always had her eyes wide open. She never discriminated against different races or the disadvantaged and raised us to do the same. I remember as a boy often laying on the living room floor while she sat on the couch listening to her words of wisdom, and I didn't think of as opinions but facts. She would usually end up laying on that couch and say, "I'll just close my eyes for 5 minutes and then take a 10-minute nap." Through those rough teenage years, she was still there for me. Managed to track me down and bring me home when I was out on the road as a terrible traveling salesman. When I got married, she welcomed my wife and new daughters and made them all feel loved and special. We were all very lucky to have a mom and grandma like her. Thanks for all the years and memories, Mom. I love you.
When we were growing up, Mom always attended and supported the Peterson boys in every school or extracurricular activity that we were involved in. Having bad eyesight, we might not be able to see her in the crowd, but we always knew that she was there because of that high-pitched, shrill voice of hers offering words of encouragement. In my case, "Yay, Craigie!" could often be heard from the crowd. She was always there as my biggest fan and supporter. Everything a person would want a mother to be. Always looking out for others, sometimes embarrassingly so. Crying babies in grocery stores just had to be consoled. Classmates walking home from school just had to be picked up. Fraternity houses in college just had to be cleaned. Although it was embarrassing as a kid, growing up fills me with pride as an adult. Mom was always making friends with strangers and doing what she could to positively influence others. Unfortunately, the name Karen has lately become synonymous with ladies who exhibit rude, entitled behavior. But that is the exact opposite of what this Karen has displayed throughout her life. She's always looked out for the good in people and has never judged or labeled people unfairly. She has a great sense of humor, loves to laugh, and she brought that lightheartedness into every group she was involved with. When others rolled their eyes at my puns, she always gave me the reaction I was hoping for and the reaction I rightfully deserved. All the time and attention that she gave to me is the same undivided attention that she has given to my kids in the role of Grandma Karen. I'm thankful she's been my mom. I'm thankful she's been my kids' grandma. I'm thankful for the unwavering continued support that she has given my family and me throughout my life. She's always done whatever she could do to make us happy.
Condensing my mom down to a short speech is near impossible. This is Mark, by the way. However, to demonstrate how we were quite different in many ways was while on holiday in Disneyland. Her favorite ride is It's a Small World, and she convinced me to go. I went begrudgingly. To add to my horror, the ride broke down while we were in the middle of it. My personal hell is hearing It's a Small World sung by children over and over again. Meanwhile, it was her happy place, at the happiest place on earth, and she couldn't get enough of it. But in the years after, we went on many trips together, like Italy, Hong Kong, Taiwan. Traveling with her and my dad, as more as friends than family, were really some of the best of times. Also, piggybacking off of Jaylee's story, how my mom took her straight to the hospital when she was sick. I once walked on a broken foot for a week before she believed me and took me to the hospital. I think grandkids got the extra special treatment. However, she loved us all equally and cared for us all equally and was one of a kind. I miss her already, as I'm sure most of us do.
There are many people who come in and out of our lives, people who don't have to love us, but do so anyway. Karen has been a significant person in my life for the last 35 years. Karen wasn't just someone I knew. She was in every way that mattered, my mom. She would always say that she thought of me as her son. She would tell others I was her fourth child. She treated my children as though they were her own grandchildren. She loved Cade so much. You could see her whole face light up whenever she talked about him or spent time with them. Karen's the one who planned my birthday celebrations. She's the one I wished Happy Mother's Day to, the one I celebrated Christmas with, the one who made the holidays feel like home. She was always proud of me. She would post my accomplishments on her Facebook page, cut out newspaper articles with my name in them, and then hand them to me like they were little treasures. When I had surgery, she was there, sitting by my side, waiting patiently, and driving me home when it was over. That was who she was. She never hesitated to give, to help, to love. She was always ready with advice, that comforting motherly kind of wisdom that made everything seem just a little less hard. Karen made me smile, made me feel seen, made me feel loved. I know that she really loved me, and I'll miss her more than any words can ever say. Karen was my mom. Maybe not by birth, but by choice. And that is something that will never be forgotten. I'll carry her love with me forever. Thank you, Karen, for everything. I love you.
When you're smiling This is Karen's daughter-in-law, Eric's wife, Amy. I knew Karen was special from the moment we met. She and Larry welcomed me in right away, and it meant everything to me that they immediately embraced my two young daughters, Randy and Kylie, making them feel so loved and adored right away. Karen loved all her grandchildren deeply, and even very recently, she'd say to me, "I'm telling you, grandchildren are the best." I agree. Karen set the ultimate example to laugh loudly, make a difference however you can, be generous, and love with all your heart. She will be so missed. There truly was no one like her. Until we meet again.
Karen has been my mother-in-law for 32 years, and there are many things I love and admire about her. She is an eternal optimist with a clear sense of right and wrong and will always act on her beliefs, especially when they give help and support to someone else. She frequented a local mini-mart where she befriended a young mother who was a victim of domestic violence with an inability to leave the situation because she didn't have transportation. Without batting an eye, Karen gave her car so this young woman could take her children and leave. By chance, Karen met Sheila, a lovely woman who needed a helping hand. Karen took Sheila to doctor appointments and made sure she had a comfortable place to live. They became close friends for the next 20 years, and Sheila's family became Karen's family. Karen firmly believed that she could also help people through her vote and was active in politics. As a young adult, she flew by herself from California to the South to march with Martin Luther King Jr. She was disappointed to realize she had flown to the wrong city and missed the march. Her heart was in the right place. Karen served on the Kelso City Council for a short time, recently spoke at a Longview City Council meeting, and was active in the No Kings rallies. In her final days at hospice, as she was in and out of awareness, she randomly said, "As I was saying," then she raised her finger, pointed, and said, "My ballot." When I asked her if she wanted to vote, she smiled, so I read through her ballot and marked her choices. She wanted to vote one last time. This was who Karen was, unwavering in her beliefs and convictions even in the end. I love Karen dearly and will miss her every day.
Hi, this is Dana, Karen and Larry's daughter-in-law, wife of their baby boy, Marky. From the first time I met Karen 30 years ago, she's inspired many memorable moments for me, most of them which make me smile, which I know would really make Karen happy, because I think what she loved most in this world was making other people happy. And I think that's what's most memorable about her, is that she truly lived that mantra of performing selfless acts of kindness every day. She took a moment to notice the people around her and help out and do something nice that made them smile. Whether it was something small, like every time we'd come to visit, she'd make sure there was a People magazine in the guest room because she knew I loved People magazine, to doing something big, like just really caring for her kids and her grandchildren, her friends, and strangers around her, and doing something small that made them smile. I think that's something that inspires me to make sure I take a moment to take care of the people around me, and I know that would make Karen happy. I'm going to miss her every day.
This is Blake, Karen's grandson. A lot could obviously be said about Grandma, but one thing I'll focus on is how she was an arts lover her entire life, and how that was something that really positively impacted me and continues to inspire me now that I currently make a living in a creative field. When I was a toddler, she was always the most gung-ho out of everybody to play and sing along with all the annoying kids' music that I liked. When I started taking piano lessons in elementary school, I learned on an old piano she found for me, and relatedly often had to do many concerts for her and her friends. And when I started playing more complex pieces, she insisted on taking me to Portland so that she could buy me a brand new one, no questions asked. She took me to movies all the time, which I recognize today as being formative in me becoming interested in film criticism. She took me to plays and symphonies and other live performances. When I started becoming interested in writing, she always read everything I wrote and gave me some subtly critical feedback in the early days when I relied a little too heavy on the thesaurus to unconvincingly make it seem like I was smarter and more worldly than I was. You use such big words. When I started to professionally write, she continued to read everything and often called me to learn more about a piece I'd written. I don't know if I'd be where I am today if it wasn't for her. I always had and will continue to have the mindset that as long as Grandma likes it, that's good enough for me.
It is so hard to just pick one thing to say about Grandma, or even 2 or 3, because she was the best and she was so fun, and that's why we all loved her, because she just made you feel so loved in her presence. But one of my favorite stories about Grandma, one thing that she would always make fun, is she called a cab for me and Kylie to go get ice cream in Lewiston. We were like 9, 10. Just called a cab. We had cars just to go get ice cream because we said we'd never been in one. And that was like the best thing ever to us. And that was just Grandma. Just shining love everywhere.
When I met Grandma Karen, I was 4 years old. It felt like a fairy godmother had come to me as a grandma. It's hard to put her into words, but I know I don't need to, because she was so genuine and special. Anyone that met her felt her sparkle and love immediately. And when I felt that as a little girl meeting my new grandma for the first time, it was unforgettable. It was a little embarrassing as a kid being in public when another kid or a baby would cry. She couldn't help but soothe them. Oh no, shh, it's okay, baby. But I found myself doing the same thing on my first trip to Target by myself as a new mom. I really just thought she was so cool and hilarious. Her telling me the story of having her giant 3D sunshine installed on their living room wall without telling Grandpa Larry. Her classic pink car, her bright lipstick, her big carpeted bathroom, they were all so glamorous to me. I will never see a smiley face or a skunk figurine or a house coat and not think of her.
When I was old enough, I started taking trips from Idaho to Kelso on my summer vacations and staying with Grandma and Grandpa for a couple of weeks, and those times were always the highlight of my year. I had so much fun and I cherish those memories with them like no other. One of those years, once I got to Kelso, I had a little bit of a sore throat, and Grandma Karen totally didn't panic at all and took me to the ER. And I thought it was the coolest thing. I had never been before. I got to wear a hospital gown, get all the tests done, the whole shebang, just to get diagnosed with strep throat. But if that doesn't show you the kind of person that Grandma Karen was, I don't know what can. She was the most thoughtful, loving person, and she just wanted every single person that she knew in her life to get the very best care and love, and she made sure to show everybody that. I love her so much.
Grandma was amazing. She was one of the greatest person I ever knew. I love her so much and I will miss her, but I will keep on smiling because that's what she would want me to do, because she didn't like to see me be sad.
This is Karen's granddaughter, Ella. Rarely have a couple weeks gone by when I haven't either talked to Grandma on the phone or seen her in person in my entire life. I don't know what I'm going to do without her. Not everyone is lucky enough to have such a special relationship with their grandma, but I was one of those lucky ones. Grandma has always made it so easy because of her warm personality. She truly lit up every room she walked into. One thing I will miss the most is her unintentionally funny personality. She was always making us laugh, either through a facial expression, a reaction to something going on, or just saying something genuinely so funny. One of my earliest and also one of my favorite memories of her was from when I was about 5 years old. My grandma took my brother and I to a movie called Hoot in the theater. During the movie, there's a scene where an alligator unexpectedly jumps out of a toilet, and my grandma screams so loud that everyone in the theater turned and looked at us. Even from that young of an age, I could tell that grandma was a unique character. I'm so beyond devastated to have to say goodbye, but I am left with so many happy memories of her to reflect on. To Grandma, I want to say something that she's told me for my entire life when I'm about to fall asleep. Only happy dreams, that's the rule.
Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty-night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me while I'm alone and blue as can be. Dream a little dream of me.
Stars fading, but I linger on, dear.
Oh, how you linger on.
Still craving your kiss.
How you crave my kiss.
Now I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this.
Give me a little kiss, sweet dreams, till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me.
Buzz, 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 stars fading, but I linger on, dear. Still craving your kiss. Yeah, I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this. Sweet dreams, dreaming
till sunbeams find you. Keep dreaming.
Gotta keep dreaming.